Hello there, and welcome to this edition of 5-Round MMA. My name is Alex Mares, alongside Ms. Albert Sita and Guillermo Sita. It's almost that time of the year again. Christmas is just around the corner. I want to ask you guys all caught up with the Christmas shopping, or you guys last minute Christmas Eve type of shoppers?
I'm a last minute Christmas shopper, so I've done zero Christmas shopping.
I played out this strategy that worked perfectly. I have gift exchanges for everyone.
Oh, really?
So I don't got to buy everybody presents.
Aren't you an Amazon Prime member? Is that 2-day delivery thing?
I do have the Amazon Prime as well.
Then I can use your Amazon Prime account.
Don't be saying this all over. We're going to get in trouble by Amazon.
Oh, my bad.
All right, so we'll jump into it. UFC on Fox Now was this past Saturday. Held in Sacramento. Main event was a flyweight championship, Demetrius Johnson versus Joseph Benavidez, a rematch. But also underlying the whole card was how it was in Sacramento, the backyard, the hometown of Team Alpha Male, and they actually had 4 guys competing on this card.
Yeah, they run that city.
Yeah, basically. Out of the 4 matches, they only win 2 of them, so they go 2 for 4. I want to ask you guys this: did Saturday night's results going 2 for 4 with Alpha Male, does that kind of put a black eye on the great year they had so far?
No, because
coming in, they won their first 13 in
exactly.
a row.
So what? They went 13-2 for the year of 2013. I mean, how's that?
Well, I think TJ Dillashaw.
Okay,
so 3 losses.
13-3. That's still not bad. I mean, that's
I'm just
really
saying because
good.
it was in their backyard. This
event. Are you out there to get a good record, or are you out there to win championships?
You're out there to win championships.
Okay,
but,
so then it was a disappointing year.
Yeah, but Joseph Benavidez fought freaking Demetrius Johnson.
They needed this championship to
justify
their whole year. Because this would have led okay, not only did we improve, now we're bringing titles into the camp.
Yeah.
And I think this is just...
I don't know. He talks so much crap about the Black Zealands, but let's say Rashad Evans wins the title, so now the Black Zealands are credible?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying because this event seemed kind of handmade for the Alpha Males. It was in Sacramento.
What more did you want?
Yeah, it wasn't really announced at the beginning of the year. They kind of added it on as an extra event. I mean,
if you're writing the script of the Alpha Males,
wasn't this a perfect ending?
This is how it would have been.
Yeah,
the perfect
but I don't
at
think
the end of the year, the rematch that supposedly he already won.
But I don't think it's a black guy in the. I already forgot the Alpha Males.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to start off, the Danny Castillo lost to Edson Barboza decision, but it was awarded fight of the night. I mean, Danny Castillo is like one of the bigger guys in the camp because he is a lightweight. But he came up short against Edson Barboza. And then Chad Mendes, who I think needs to make – he's been making statements, but Jose Aldo's not going to give him a title shot anytime soon because he's saying he's not really doing what he can. I think we all disagree with that. I think Money Mendes is the rightful number 1 contender, but he wins a decision to Nick Lance. But at this point right now, Chad Mendes shouldn't be getting decisions. He should be finishing guys.
Yeah, but the point is to win. He's winning now.
And then obviously Uriah Faber won. He looked great. I mean, Faber keeps going, but he also is in that weird position in the bantamweight division.
Faber and
with Dominic Cruz and Renan Barao.
Yeah. What I thought was sucked too was I thought Uriah Faber had the right mindset for Joseph Benavidez to have.
Yeah.
Where Uriah Faber said, "Look, I know Mike McDonald's talented, but I'm gonna go in there, do my game, and then I'm gonna oppose my will." And I think Joseph Benavidez, he had this confidence in his head that
Joseph Benavidez did well. I just think at the end of
in all fairness, the fight between Mighty
was
Mouse
2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Only 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yeah, in those 2 minutes, I felt like Joseph Benavidez was pressuring him going forward the whole time. I mean, it's not like I didn't see Joseph Benavidez doing bad.
I think he got overconfident, and I think
he just overestimated Demetrius Johnson's power.
Yeah. Oh, so let me ask you that then. Okay, so last week we're kind of I asked you guys a question about is Mighty Mouse kind of underrated, and I think you guys said that he's kind of a boring fighter. So after last night's results, is he still a boring fighter?
No, put him up on the pound for pound fighters.
I mean, his last 2 championship fights he finished. He had a submission win over John Moraga, and first round KO. I guess his biggest a counterpart, Joseph Benavidez, right? People say that the flyweight division was made for Joseph Benavidez. That's like the rumor in the back. Yeah. But look, he's already beat him twice already. So
I think we all need to recognize that Demetrius Johnson is a star in the UFC, and everybody sees, his sponsor sees it, that us as fans don't see it.
Yeah.
The only sponsor he needs.
And Dr. Dre Beats now.
I bet you that whole training camp is getting Xbox Ones for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, but so how is it that this guy Xbox One can gets sponsored by Xbox One, and Xbox doesn't sponsor anybody else? They see something in Demetrius Johnson that not everybody else sees.
Yeah,
or he knows somebody.
And even you never really hear him on the roll call of champions. I mean, like EA Sports, it was John Jones on the cover and it got voted on. You know what I mean? You never see him in the Metro PCS commercial. You never see him as a poster board for the UFC. It's almost like they're kind of like He's not even. He's not even defended. He hasn't even defended his title on a pay-per-view yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
He needs to. I
mean,
think. I think
with
they have
this win,
they have a
he'll-
star,
yeah.
and UFC should take advantage of that.
I'm hoping Eamon Call beats.
You're still a Demetrius Johnson
Yep.
hater.
I'm hoping Eamon Call beats Pickett. I think Brad Pickett's fighting.
Yeah.
Hopefully he beats him, and we get to see that fight. And hopefully Eamon Call finally gets the title.
Yeah.
That's it is his.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny too.
No,
the
it's
main
not.
event was
He won. He
yeah.
won the Australia fight.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yes, actually he did. It was in the scorecards and everything.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, do you guys see a little similarity too between Joseph Benavidez and Demetrius Johnson in the corners? You got Dan Ludwig, who's getting praised for his coach ability, but also Matt Hume in Mighty Mouse's corner. I mean, this is the guy who's like, he saw Matt Hume, he saw Demetrius Johnson becoming that guy. Now you said maybe his camp's gonna be a lot more.
I just think Demetrius Johnson's getting better every time I see him fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically now I know the flyweight division is young and still, but it looks like Mighty Mouse has a vice grip on it now.
I think it's
so.
funny because before the show started, we were talking about Dominic Cruz. I think now,
Yeah, there's a good. I mean, yeah,
now I think Demetrius Johnson has so much tools in the tool bag
yeah.
that he would pose a bigger problem to Dominic Cruz. And if Dominic Cruz were to come down, I don't see him beating Demetrius Johnson. I
Yeah,
actually see Demetrius Johnson beating him. But if he has to move up weight class to fight Dominic Cruz, it'd be a little bit closer. But I still think Demetrius Johnson will pose a big threat.
Yeah, I wonder how much Mighty Mouse actually learned from that Dominic Cruz fight. His last fight, he lost. It was also the last fight in the bantamweight division. I wonder if he could one of those things. It was a title shot. He came up short again.
Yeah.
It was a decision loss. So
Yeah.
But other than that, any highlights from the card as a whole?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a guy that obviously I'm gonna put on my watch the 2014 list. One guy that's already on there, but one I'm gonna put there is Abel Trujillo. Dude, that guy was vicious.
What, TKO, right?
Yeah, he won by TKO. The last time these guys fought, it was kind of controversial because they thought it might have been an illegal knee.
Yeah.
But he's on. What did I say about my tears?
3 or more
Yeah.
fights.
All right, he's not quite there yet.
So he's not
But
Speaking of,
but real quick,
yeah.
his last loss was against the Russian domination.
okay.
So I mean, like that's not
Yeah.
something that I mean. He's a top contender, but I think he's someone to watch out for 2014. The other one was Bobby Green, of course,
Mhm.
and not only
Former guest Bobby Green, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
and
we had him.
which I did say I already had him on my list. But he beat Pat Healy, and if people don't know who Pat Healy is, he's the last guy to beat TJ Grant, despite the marijuana.
Well,
no
if that
contest.
doesn't happen, I bet you Pat Healy's actually contending for the belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and not only did Bobby Green beat him, he made it a point to almost embarrass him because he was fine with his hands completely down. He showed like no respect for Pat Healy's stand up. So I mean, Bobby Green was. I think
Yeah.
he really wanted to make a point like, look, not only can I beat Pat Healy, I'm gonna embarrass Pat Healy, and I deserve
I
a
kind of
top
think
five.
the lightweight division, which Bobby Green competes in, is kind of wide open right now. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
Anthony
so.
Pettis
With-
is
with
I
out.
think he has
win
an
of-
opportunity to move
Yeah.
up
With
really
Anthony
quick.
Pettis winning the belt and not being able to defend it opens it up a lot.
Yeah. Also, do you guys know Cody McKenzie wearing basketball shorts last night?
No, those were
On
basketball
Saturday?
shorts.
Yeah, I guess he forgot his official fight shorts,
Oh wow.
so he had to go like to the local sporting goods store and actually wear. But he bought and wore a
the
pair
way
of basketball
the way
shorts.
he puts detail into his
yeah.
clothing is the way he puts detail into his.
It was so
fighting.
bad that he actually had the tag on it when he was actually fighting. You see Herb Dean ripping off the price tag.
Wow.
Dana White was a little mad about that. One, that Cody McKenzie, but he said he was more mad about his people in the back for overlooking that.
Seriously.
Why couldn't they throw him a pair of UFC? I'm sure that pair of UFC shorts lying around,
Seriously.
right? But yeah, just go
They
back
don't
and
have
watch
a
that
shop outside of Sacktown or in the state.
I'm pretty
like-
sure you could have went to the Alpha Males Training Center over there and
Or
found
the-
himself
I'm
some
pretty
some
sure-
torch
I'm
shorts.
pretty sure in the
Rewatch the
concession
fight.
stand they might have.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have got
Concession
some torch
stand.
shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, UFC
But
shorts.
rewatch the Cody McKenzie fight. He's wearing just
Wow, I
plain
didn't
white
see that at all.
basketball shorts.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Also, Scott Jurgensen was making his debut.
And he lost.
At flyweight. He came up short in a decision.
I think
he's gonna stay down there, or is he gonna-
Zach got the best out of this. It was a
well, Zach was a fill-in too.
yeah, he was a fill-in, and he beat Scott Jurgensen, so that helps out Zach and Scott Jurgensen. It puts him in
But
a weird place.
Scott Jurgensen lost to Uriah Faber.
Yeah, but he
recently.
dropped down
Yeah.
to weight.
This
I mean,
is
So
his
that
debut.
cleans the slate.
Yeah,
well, that's why guys
pretty
do it.
much.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Hey, if it worked for
pretty
Frankie
much.
Edgar, it worked for Scott
Yeah.
Jurgensen, right?
Come on. Frankie Edgar was fighting for championships. There's a big difference.
That's funny because it almost seemed like to me like they want to book Uriah Faber versus Frankie Edgar, rather than give Uriah Faber another title shot.
Yeah, well, Frankie guys have dropped down another.
No, they said they'll meet somewhere.
140?
They'll decide it.
Also, I know your boy Court McGee came up short again, decision loss against Ryan LaFleur. And overall, I mean,
Hopper loves Court McGee.
and that's why I brought it up.
I like Court McGee.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, one of us, some of you guys like Court McGee.
No,
but,
he was all into when he was in tough. He was like, "Oh, Court McGee got this."
I didn't never in my
'cause
life.
he was on Team Chuck Liddell. That's why.
Yeah.
Right?
I never in my life that said I go for Court McGee.
That makes sense.
Even though I wasn't really cheering for Ryan LaFleur, I mean, he trains with Chris Wyman and all the Jersey boys, so I wasn't really cheering for him either.
A little fist pumping or what?
Yeah, so I mean, whatever. It was what it was.
How is it that you don't like the Jersey Boys, but you were on to Jersey Shore?
I saw the first season. That was it.
It's kind of like curiosity. What is everybody talking about? What's going on? You just kind of watch it out of.
You go to the zoo to see how these animals really look. I mean, you see them in pictures and stuff.
It's like a
you
car
want
wreck,
you
right?
want you want to see how they look in real life.
Nobody wants to see a car, but when you drive by, you kind of slow down and watch it. But anyways, UFC on Fox 9. Mighty Mouse reigns again, going after the big cheese now. I think hopefully pay-per-view money, pay-per-view cut now.
I think so.
Hopefully, he gets a pay-per-view shot.
That's not fair. I mean, like he's
And
doing
hopefully, Dana White doesn't charge us $5 to see that one too. Don't think I didn't see that.
Well, we'll talk about that as our next segment, as we're going to talk about the week's worth of headlines in the world of MMA.
Oh,
Stick around, guys.
I had a good pun.
What?
This segment is over just like Pau Gasol's Laker career.
Oh man.
So that's a little blow right there. All right, stick around, guys.
Please visit FiveRoundMMA.com on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. FiveRoundMMA.com.
All right, welcome back. So, no fight cards coming this week in the UFC. Yeah, I know, I heard that. I'm trying to just push through right here. No fight card on this Saturday for the UFC or any real major events. But this whole week had a
lot of news.
A lot of news.
A
So
lot.
I think we're going to bring back an old segment for our old viewers, the latest news and headlines, I think, right? Should be
Yeah,
fun.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. So for the first one, I know this one's got near and dear to Guillermo's heart. Heavyweight champion of the UFC, Cain Velasquez, has shoulder surgeries out for at least 6 months. So that leaves the division on standstill, right?
Yeah.
Only news now is that Verdum's going to face the winner of Brownie versus Barnett. So they're saying with Velasquez out for 6 months, that's allow another 6 months to get back in shape. So he's out for a year. So what should they do? Should they not vacate the title, interim title? I mean,
I'll start off.
Okay.
I'm really sad that I love watching Cain fight. So it's going to be sad not to see him for such a long period of time.
Yeah.
The other thing is they need an interim belt because if anything, what's going to happen when Cain comes back and let's say Verdum faces the winner out of Barnett and Brownie, what's going to happen is going to kind of eliminate some contenders if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we thought the heavyweight division was thin already, it's going to make it even thinner while Cain Velasquez is on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So when Cain Velasquez comes back, and let's say he comes back, still strong as ever, and he beats, like, let's say Verdum or whoever wins that champ or those fights, what about the other fighters that were fighting while he was gone?
Yeah.
It just takes 6 months out of their career. So an interim belt, at least they're fighting for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got 2 comments on that real quick. Verdum said he'll wait for Cain Velasquez,
dude,
which I think is dumb.
Yeah.
And the other thing is
second point.
The second point is that they really should make an interim.
I think Verdum is scared
because people forget that heavyweights finish fights fast.
Yeah.
And you can probably in a 6 month time span, you can probably put for a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You can do 2 fights because since they finish fights so fast, that I think they can bounce back and maybe even get the interim and actually defend the interim before Cain Velasquez comes back.
Yeah, one quick question before we move on. I know the obvious names: Verdum, Brownie, Barnett. Those are kind of you think Cain Velasquez will face when he comes back. But is there like a surprise name for you guys who's like maybe guys who rise up in the year and like be a contender when Cain Velasquez comes back?
The Hulk, I say.
Yeah.
So a Palalian?
Yeah, I don't want to say his name wrong at all. So I'm going to keep saying the Hulk.
So you guys think he might be a sleeper? Say, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know we're all expecting the Overeems.
I think that's the
Brownies,
dark horse, if you may.
I was looking at the UFC roster probably last week when I was doing some research on the Hulk. There's a couple guys coming up that
heavyweight?
Yeah, in heavyweight that no one's really heard of.
Yeah.
But even I don't know their names. I can't even tell you right now their names. But I mean, like I'm sure there has to be some stars rising up during this interim.
But the Hulk, the one you guys point out.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think.
I mean, the other one's Ted Duffy, but he's out.
Is
So-
he out or like?
No, well,
he's just like I see him. He's like just on vacation.
He's not going to return until late 2014.
Okay.
So he'll probably return.
And
around
he'll never fight Cain Velasquez.
he'll never
Yeah.
fight Cain Velasquez. Train together, but he'll probably return about around the same time as Cain Velasquez.
The thing is, maybe Daniel Cormier fights Rashad Evans and comes back to heavyweight real quick, and they're like, let me
Does some damage real
taste
quick
of
and
the
like
interim.
just eliminates all contenders
Yeah,
and
no,
goes back
seriously.
down.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
And then we got some bigger news, don't we?
Yeah. Also, another title being vacated.
Hey, sounds like he said now.
Yeah. GSP officially.
Very near and dear to Alex's heart.
I've been a GSP fan. GSP vacates his
the
welterweight
title.
championship, steps down. He never really officially said the word retire, but he just needs to step away for a while.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to say a date when he's going to come back
Yeah.
because then that'll just put more pressure on him. So he just wants to say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just chilling."
So also they announced that Johnny Hendricks versus Robbie Lawler will face off, and that the winner of that will win
makes
the new welterweight
absolutely
champion.
no
So,
sense.
Why not just hand the belt to Johnny Hendricks?
Two
Why-
questions. Okay.
Let's not do that.
Did JSP do the right thing in vacating the title? And then second one, did they pick the right two fighters of Johnny Hendricks and Robbie Lawler to face off the championship?
I agree with Johnny Hendricks. One,
Okay.
I don't agree with Robbie Lawler. Second, I think it's fine.
Mhm.
Jordan did it. Why
Yeah.
can't GSP do it? I mean, I'm not saying maybe.
And he came back too.
And he came back and dominated.
both
I-
times actually technically.
Yeah.
I think GSP just, there's too much pressure on him to compete. He gets hurt or whatever, and it's like, oh, you got to come back in 6 months. Oh, you got to come back in 3 months. I think after a certain toll, you can only take so much. And it's like, let me just relax. Let me take care of myself.
Yeah.
Whatever's going outside of the UFC, because obviously the other rumor is that he might be on steroids, and this will kind of alleviate the talk that he's been on steroids.
Oh. Well,
That's the rumor.
well, this week he can stay on steroids still. He's not going to get tested,
Yeah.
right?
Well, he's not gonna get tested, but at least it's gonna that talk is
Allegedly.
gonna die down.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because nobody's been talking about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Albert, your thoughts? GSP's.
Yeah, I think it's okay, and it sucks for him because a lot of fighters that are not champions, they always take their breaks, but because he's a champion, he's not almost allowed to take the break.
Yeah.
And it's only fair to him and the division that he vacates the title. So
Yeah.
I think it was a good move, and people forget sometimes people just need a break. I mean, he put out, he had like 12, 14 fights in UFC.
Yeah.
He does.
he has nothing to prove
Yeah.
to anybody. I think
that's
he's
true.
giving
Yeah,
so much
that's
to
a
the
great
sport
point.
and
Great
to the
point.
fans.
a break. And then
without
the second thing that really frustrates me is we knew that Matt Brown wasn't going to fight Carlos Condit anymore. That was already.
so you want to see Condit
that
versus
was-
Hendricks too?
But what I'm saying is,
Well, he did,
we
yeah.
have a ranking system in
For a
UFC.
reason.
Why? How do you skip the number 2 guy and go to the number 3 guy? Right?
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
maybe
Okay,
because the
let's
number
not-
2
let's
guy
not-
lost the number 1
then
guy.
Why do we rankings? Let's not do a ranking system. That's what makes me mad. If it's there, why don't you use it? 1 and 2 is Hendricks and Condit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they already fought, but it doesn't matter. The ranking says 1 and 2.
It's saying that Johnny Hendricks is the next person in best person after GSP. Right after him is Carlos
Yeah,
Condit.
so why not make that matchup? And we knew Matt Brown was not hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he was going to fight Matt Brown,
Or at
anymore,
least
so they could have done it.
I don't have
You
it
know-
in front of me, but who the top 4 ranked guys in the UFC welterweight division right
Well,
now?
it used to. The way it is now, it's Hendricks,
Yeah.
Condit,
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler, and then Roy McDonald. Roy McDonald was previously
Okay.
number 3. They just pretty much swapped roles, and I think they still have Diaz in the top 5.
Huh?
But I'm
Probably.
Well, because I remember last time this came up when GSP won against Hendricks, we talked about maybe a 4-man tournament, but I guess you're
But
gonna skip that,
you
yeah.
kind of already had Robbie Lawler
Yeah.
versus Roy McDonald. So
and Carlos Condit
there you go,
versus
bro.
Johnny Hendricks. So this is just the finals, maybe.
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah,
when you think
I'll
about it
agree
like that.
if you do it in the tournament
That-
mode.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
we're just
Then why are we
dissecting a
doing
little bit
rankings?
more.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
I know. Just
Well,
saying.
then the rankings are wrong.
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah, that's
what
what I'm
you're
saying.
saying?
Yeah.
Or just come out with it. You don't want to see Robbie Lawler in this match.
It's funny
at all,
that
do you?
too.
when this news broke out, I got a text message from our friend Jason,
Yeah.
and he's all like, "Well, Robbie Lawler always has a puncher's chance." I was like, "So does USC have a Hail Mary over Notre Dame, right?"
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Stranger things have happened in the octagon, so you never know. We might be seeing Robbie Lawler, new welterweight champion.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, you never
He'd
know.
be probably jumping. The first one would be jumping off his seat.
Oh, look, real quick. Let me just run it down.
Okay.
Johnny Hendricks, number 1. Carlos Condit, number 2. Robbie Lawler, number 3. Roy McDonald, Jake Ellenberger, Damian Maya, Jake Shields, Martin Kamen, Matt Brown, and then Nick Diaz at 9.
Why is Nick Diaz still ranked? Who are these?
He turned
writers
down
that-
Carlos Condit.
Supposedly, this is how they make up the rankings, too. They get selective media.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Selected
no,
me
that's
and
who
they
are
make the
these guys
jealous?
selected?
No, I'm not jealous.
No,
I'm
but
saying
like, why
there's
is Nick Diaz? The guy says he's not going to fight anymore, but now let's still rank him anyways.
Well, I heard Nick Diaz. The only way he'll fight is if it's for the title.
Oh.
because he turned down Carlos Condit.
He's turned
this
down
week.
Machida too, supposedly. Turned down
Yeah.
another BJ Penn fighter. He turned down like all these. Every time I open a web page, it's Nick Diaz.
Well, he's probably taking that Nate Diaz philosophy. You stay idle and you'll get a title shot.
That's true. Also, let's jump to the next headline. EA Sports was conducting a survey for this past like a month already now for the new video game.
And it wasn't
UFC.
a Canadian or an American fighter.
Yeah, so
Swedish.
John Jones was on the cover no matter what. Fans can't vote for that. He's on the
Yeah.
cover, but they could vote for the second fighter.
Yeah, because that's the only way he will make the cover.
Yeah.
If they
Oh,
assign it
come
to him.
on. Get
There's
out
no
of here.
way.
So, okay,
No.
There's
so
no way.
The
No.
fans
There's
got
no
to
other
vote
way.
for the second fighter on the cover, and votes are tallied, and the winner is Alexander Gustafsson. Now, what does this say? Does that the fans want to see this rematch, or Alexander Gustafsson is a true champion?
No, man, you guys are looking way too much into it. He's not the true champion. He lost to John Bone Jones. People just want to see the rematch.
I think people have been watching the show and they agree with me. We got a paper champion, and people wanted to see the real champion in the cover, not the paper champion.
Wow.
And then, real quick, I'll tell you. So I'll go so far as to say that that's the only way John Bone. Not only is that the way John Bone Jones will be in the cover, is I want to see those how much Nike T-shirts he's selling. I'm pretty sure it's like 0. I'm pretty sure he gave away more shirts than he sold.
I can't even find them.
Yes, he told. I'm pretty sure he gave
don't
away
even know
more
where you can
shirts
buy
than he
them.
sold.
Nike store?
I've been to the Nike. I've been
can't
to
find
Nike
them.
factory.
The point
but
is, he has.
you would think if they weren't selling, they'd be in
The,
Nike
the
factory.
point is, I think John Bon Jones has zero
The outlet store.
sellability, and he's a paper champion. And they people wanted the real champion to be there. I think the people just trying to set like a point here. Like not only is Alexander the true champion, they should have made that fight regardless.
The
So
real
that's
question
your
now-
argument, right? The fans want to see this fight happen more than
Yeah,
anything, right?
I
I mean,
think
they
so.
didn't vote Glover
But
Teixeira onto the cover.
it's funny though because
Exactly.
Dana White says he listens to the fans, but I guess he has selective hearing and
No.
only listens to them sometimes.
Whatever
because
makes
this-
money. It's
Yeah,
not about the
Guillermo
fights.
Rebuttal.
It's about the money.
Well, obviously the fans want to see if they vote him as the
Yeah, I
cover.
know, but it's about the money.
Isn't that about the money?
Yeah. But are you going to buy the game now that Gustafsson's on the cover?
No, because John Bon Jones is on it. If John Bon Jones didn't share the cover with them, I would have bought the.
Oh,
the
you're
copy.
crazy.
Should have gone with the Gustafsson and Misha Tate, huh?
Yep, and I would have bought it.
All right, so the last bit of news, very near and dear to here, the 5-Round MMA family. Our very first guest ever, lightweight Kevin Lee, signed to the UFC, a multi-fight deal, and also has his first fight coming up at UFC 169 in February against Al Iankita. Guys, thoughts on Kevin Lee joining the UFC?
I think it's awesome. I think if you watch his videos, he's very dominating. I mean, like,
doesn't he? But also, doesn't he pass the eye test? He looks like a fighter, doesn't he?
yeah, he does. But the thing is, he's so over dominating, and you see the opponents, and you look him up, and it's like, oh, he used to fight in Bellator, or he used to fight in World Series of Fighting, and Kevin Lee's making it look easy, and it's like, at what point is he ever going to be offered a contract with Bellator or a contract with World Series of Fighting?
He jumped right out,
And he jumped all through that. So I mean, like, it speaks a lot of volume. He won the championship in like
his first fight.
yeah, I saw. He shared the link. Probably like in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Standing guillotine. It's crazy that.
And I think the bigger news is if you pay attention to his career, he keeps becoming better.
Yeah.
So every fight, like the last 2 were submission wins, he keeps getting better. So it's not like we're seeing a fighter that's good at one certain area. He keeps evolving, and I really do think he's the best fighter in Detroit, coming out of Detroit. And I think this was a long time coming. And he's not, like, if you follow him on Twitter, he's not scared to call anybody out, and he's not scared. He's not scared to take any fighter either. So I think he fits perfectly for not just UFC, but the way Dana White likes his fighters, where in a drop of a hat they'll fight whoever.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's game to fight
He's
anybody.
calling out Nate Diaz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's game to fight anybody. He fits perfectly for his company. It was a long time coming, and I really do think he's the best fighter coming out of Detroit.
Yeah, you can follow him on Twitter at the Motown Phenom, right?
Yep.
I love that nickname, by the way, too.
I know.
Yeah. So Kevin Lee, the UFC wrestler at heart, but also trained in all aspects of MMA. He told us once before. Also, a little bit of sad news this week, too. Also, UFC heavyweight Shane Delisario died at the age of 30 after being 2 weeks in the hospital of a cardiac arrest. I know it's a tragic news, the MMA family, and we wish his family condolences and stuff like that. But it's just, like I said, the big news of MMA. Another MMA family member has passed away. But, yeah, guys, so that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sad news.
Yeah.
Well, we hate to end in a bad note.
But it was we had to mention it, though. Cause, so that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have Christmas coming up. We have,
Please go Christmas shopping.
yeah, I
this
know.
weekend.
We have well, I got a Christmas gift coming for me because Chris Weidman's gonna knock out Anderson Silva once again.
Well, it'll be after Christmas though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like, but
That was-
my Christmas gift.
It'll be a late Christmas present.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Christmas present.
But you know what would be a good Christmas present?
What?
A Madhouse T-shirt. One of our sponsors.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the Madhouse, we can make sure to follow
Good
them.
pun.
Yeah. Follow them on Twitter at the Madhouse MMA and go shop themadhouse.com. Also, want to thank Honey Badger Performance Energy Drinks. Go to Honey Badger. Go to drinkhoneyBadger.com and grab a scoop and get the most out of
It
your
worked for
workout.
Albert.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
down to
Wait.
like 155.
Really?
He was
Yeah,
almost like at
155.
200.
I started at 160. I'm 155. I keep going.
What's your
You
fighting
know.
weight?
I want to walk around 140, fight at 125, but
So thanks to
see.
Honey Badger. Go to drinkhoneyBadger.com and a big thank you to Top Rated MMA, makers of 100% American-made MMA apparel. Go shop topratedmma.com and follow them on Twitter at topratedmma. Albert, what do you got?
I just want to say a big thank you to our executive producer Guillermo Cita. Hopefully everyone's pumped about the new year because I know we're hoping to be pumped, get some new type of format, so that'll be cool.
I can't wait for his list of.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
Upcoming
looking. To tell the truth, I'm really looking forward to telling the audience, my people, look out for 2015. I'm already jumping ahead. Look
Two
at
years
that.
ahead of us.
I'm already jumping ahead. 2014. Anyways, I'd like to thank our sound engineer Razzle with Razzle Records. Look
Steven
them up.
Razzle Records.
Yep, Steven Razzle with Razzle Records. And then
Struggling.
We're falling apart
I'm
there.
falling apart
We're
here.
almost done here, Albert.
And
Just finish
our
up.
engineer Ollie the Trolley. Thanks everybody for listening.
Cream of the crop.